the new edition of Miller Time with, well, Carly and Blake, obviously. Um,
Yep, here we are.
Here we are. We're making an appearance. Going to try and maybe drop in, put one of these out every so often, surprise everybody, keep everybody on their toes. Um, 2023, Carly, how we doing?
We're doing great. So
Yep.
far, so good.
So far, so good.
Hmm.
Well, obviously, will be our first, be the first Miller Time podcast without Big T. But I think we've done our grieving, and it sucks, but we're not gonna beat around the bush
Yeah.
too bad. We're kind of just gonna give everybody a little update on our lives and what our dad kind of wanted to keep doing. Last year he started the golf tournament. Um, he had the officiating clinic, which if he was still here, that he would be, getting those things rolling. He'd be calling me 10 times a day, asking me 17,000 different things. Um, so I do miss those phone calls. But we are putting together those things. We've announced the golf tournament. About to announce the officiating clinic, which will be in Hattiesburg. They'll both be in Hattiesburg. Um, So that's exciting. We're excited to kind of get those going and make those events a little bigger. On the officiating clinic, this will be the 11th year, if I recall right. We've come a long way from the first one was in Charter Bank in Ocean Springs.
Impressive. 11 years is a long time.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know how we had an officiating clinic in a bank, but we did it. Um, so now we'll have it this year, and probably have about 15 games to officiate. So, um, and they're still trying to. We've not hired an assigner, a supervisor of junior college officials yet. Um, that's kind of what all the junior college officials have asked me a lot the past 2 weeks if there's a new supervisor, and as far as I know, there haven't been, but I know of a couple people who interviewed, and we should be hearing something any day now. So
Do
that's
you know when that will come out? When they'll say who is the new assigner?
Well, it was supposed to be a few weeks, or supposed to be last Friday. Um, but here we are. I haven't heard anything, and I've talked to a couple people who have interviewed for it, and they haven't heard anything. So I'm sure we'll hear something. I know the commissioner wanted to get somebody started before at the end of January. So yeah, what is the day? 22nd.
Hopefully soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're getting there.
We're getting there. So that'll be exciting. Definitely a new page, new chapter with officiating in regards to that. I think my dad, I think his first year, I think this would have been his 10th year. So he did it for 9 years. And I think if you asked any official or anybody that was involved with junior college football, they would say it was like a drastic change for the better. Um, So
Yeah.
hopefully the next person can make it that much better. But
Yeah.
that's that. What's going on with your life? Anything?
Not much. Not much has changed since I was on here last. I did get a promotion at work, so that's good.
When was that? In March?
Um
Last March, probably?
no, it was actually not like
April?
official until
No. I'm
November
talking
of
about
this.
not that. The last time you're on the
What?
podcast.
Oh, the last time I was on the podcast. It's been a minute.
It was probably March, I think.
Yeah, that's
Probably fair.
probably right.
That was
March or
when we were
April.
that's when we were rocking and rolling in March.
Yeah, I was like right in the thick of it.
And I will the reason why we're doing this, while me and Carly are on, is because I think today's the 22nd. I think on the 21st or the 22nd last year is when we put out the first the first ever episode. So kind of a little. It's the 1 year anniversary of Miller Time.
It is the 1 year anniversary.
Yeah.
I got a promotion. Jeff passed the bar, so that's
Bingo.
exciting. Still working on an attorney job, but we'll get there.
Mm-hmm.
Not in a rush. What's new with you?
Oh, just nothing crazy. Just bought a house.
That's a big deal. You're in it right now?
I'm in
Podcasting live.
Podcasting live, freshly painted walls here.
Looks nice. What color did you choose?
I don't know. What color would you call this?
I don't know.
It's like a light gray kind of blue tint in there. Looks good.
Kind of looks like my walls. You can barely see.
A little bit, yeah, a little
at
bit.
the top there.
It's kind of like
little.
It's similar to the color of the room that I had in the Mermaid House.
Okay, been a minute.
And
let me think back.
The floors in this hallway bathroom are almost the color of that bathroom that we had in the Mermaid House.
Lime green.
Just 1970s lime green wallpaper. Oh, it's bad.
How's the wallpaper coming? Did you get it down?
It's ready to paint.
Okay. Well, that's a positive.
We have made some major progress this weekend. The whole house is great. Doesn't need nothing. Just needed paint a couple rooms. But the bathroom, the hallway bathroom, needed some immediate attention. Okay. And
are you replacing the green countertops, or are you leaving that?
Absolutely replacing that. I'm going to hopefully knock that out this week.
Are you just going to get a whole new vanity situation, or what's your plan?
So it's got countertop and then, cabinets below. Leave the cabinets, replace the countertop, replace the sink.
Just the top.
Call it a day.
Well, that's good.
Brand new toilet in there already, so that I didn't. It was already there.
Oh, well, that's good.
But other than that room, there's a fourth bedroom that has an unfinished bathroom. So I'll knock that out here in the next couple of weeks. But it's almost on.
You're gonna finish it out.
A lot. The lot is almost an acre. It's massive.
Yeah, I think your house is probably double the size of mine and was about half the price. Hattiesburg versus Atlanta.
Bingo.
And
I could hit a 100-yard shot to work.
So. Well, I'm only about 2 miles from work, which is pretty good here. So
how long does that take you? About 20 minutes?
10 minutes
with Atlanta traffic?
No, only 10 minutes. I drive through my neighborhood. So I'm not mad about that.
Not bad at all. Yeah, I've definitely spent the most money I've ever spent in the past 8 days.
I know the feeling. It's easy to do.
Washer, dryer. Just bought a couch here about 2 hours ago.
Did you buy a new couch?
Yes.
From where?
Sam's.
Okay.
Bought a modular couch.
All right. Sectional?
Somewhat. Let me see what the name of it is.
Is it in stock, or are you gonna have to wait a long time?
No, it's in the garage in a huge box.
Oh, okay.
Transitional modular fabric sofa with storage ottoman.
Okay, sounds lovely.
We'll
good deal.
We'll knock that out. Well,
okay.
Let's do what Big T would do, and he would always send me a poorly put together agenda. So I tried to do that earlier today for you, to envision what he would do.
Yep, and I got it. I did some research. I'm ready.
Oh, wow. Here we go.
I know, it's impressive.
He would love to be talking about the NFL playoffs. So what's your thoughts on the NFL season so far?
So that is the topic I did the least amount of research on. I'm not a huge NFL gal, although I am on a fantasy team. I did not win. I did pretty poorly until like the end of the season, and then I kind of picked back up. But since my fantasy league has ended, I haven't really been into the playoff, mess.
Mm-hmm.
I know that the Bills were playing today, and based off the winner of that game, there might be a game in Atlanta.
Not
Bills
anymore.
lost.
Bills lost.
Because Bills lost. Okay.
Joey B.
Bills were supposed to win, right?
Were favored.
Okay.
They got smacked by the Bengals and Joe Burrow.
Okay. What was the score?
27-10.
Low scoring game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, kinda.
It
27,
was
I guess.
also snowing. It was halfway a blizzard too in Buffalo.
It was in Buffalo.
Oh yeah.
How do they play in Buffalo with an open stadium?
Gotta be.
I mean, do they do that because of home field advantage?
Got that dog in them, just like Joe Burrow. Mm-hmm. No, one thing me and Dad always talked about, one of Dad's favorite persons ever was Jackson Mahomes.
I knew it was a Mahomes brother. I knew it was a Mahomes.
The TikToker.
Yes, the dancer, right?
He talked about him. He said he hated him, but I really might have think he actually was entertained by his TikToks because he talked about him every single episode.
I was going to say, I don't think Dad was a fan.
Not a fan. And all he said was, I can't believe they let him get on the field and do TikToks. And I'm so tired of hearing from Jackson Mahomes and Mahomes' wife. Well, I haven't seen any videos or anything from either of those two people all season. So, Dad, I hope you're happy.
I was going to say, I thought I'd heard it kind of tapered off. So he must have heard that Dad was not a fan.
Yes. And I know, like this time last year, who was the Chiefs and the Bengals were playing in the AFC Championship game, just like they'll do next week. And he was rooting for the Bengals for that reason, because he wanted Mahomes to lose. Remember? There you go.
Sorry about that.
There you go. That happened to Dad one time, except Adeline was on the other side and she pulled the iPad out of the way.
Oh, Adeline. What else about the NFL? Saints are obviously out, not in the running.
Yeah, Saints are.
When is the Super Bowl?
It'll be February the 12th. February the 12th. Okay. And it is in Arizona this year, Glendale.
It's a nice location.
I'm hoping for I'll take the Bengals and the Eagles.
Okay.
Bengals win.
Good options.
What's your prediction?
Between those two?
What's your Super Bowl prediction? Who's going to make it? All right. Look.
I don't even know who's all in still.
All right. Next week, the Chiefs and the Bengals play. That's the AFC title. Okay. Winner of that Super Bowl. And then you got the Eagles beat the Giants last night. So the Eagles will play either the Cowboys or the 49ers, who start right now, about to start.
Okay. And who do you say? I think Bengals.
Okay, you think the Bengals will make it. So who do you think will be? Do you think the Cowboys or the 49ers will win this game that's starting right now?
49ers have been doing good, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Who's their quarterback?
Brock Purdy.
Where's he from?
Iowa State. He was the last pick in the draft this year. I bet you didn't even know his name.
Sure didn't.
He was the third string quarterback.
Okay, let's go with the underdog. I think. Who is that again?
Who's the underdog?
Cowboys.
Cowboys are the underdog.
Well, I don't think so, because if he's the third string quarterback, last pick of the draft.
Cowboys are the underdog.
Okay, then I'll go with the Cowboys.
So,
but I feel like the Eagles are going to beat the Cowboys. So I say Eagles, Bengals.
So you copied
Super Bowl. Oh, I didn't realize that's who you picked. Okay, fine. I'll say Cowboys. Cowboys, but I do think the Bengals are going to win.
Yeah, that'd be good for good little comeback for Joe Burrow. So
Yeah, he needs it.
all right. What about a little college football? What's Carly's thoughts on the way the season ended? Thoughts on Ole Miss? Well, let's talk about Ole Miss real quick. It's
Okay.
transfer season.
It is.
Tell
Portal's
me
hot.
tell me about the quarterback situation at Ole Miss. What do you know about it?
I'm intrigued with this whole quarterback transfer portal situation. I think Luke Altmaier, great reb, understand, I guess, kind of why he went into the transfer portal, but that left a big hole for the Rebs. I think Lane Kiffin has done a good job getting it filled. But now
Definitely.
I'm a little nervous. I feel like the competition is going to be big in the quarterback room. And who do you think is going to be the starter?
So you could spin this, I mean, 1,000 different ways. You got Jackson Dart.
A million.
You got Dart. Okay. This will be his
Mm-hmm.
third college football season. So
Yeah,
he's got
a
two
little
years
more
of eligibility
experience,
left.
maybe.
He's got 2 years of eligibility left.
Mm-hmm.
You got Spencer Sanders, who I guess
Yep.
this is his last season of eligibility. Then Walker Howard
Oh, I didn't realize that.
has got 4 years of eligibility left. Okay.
Okay.
So Spencer Sanders, he's a 4-year starter at Oklahoma State. Why would he come to Ole Miss to ride the bench?
Agree.
That's the first initial thought. Then again, he wasn't
Mm-hmm.
he wasn't that great. I mean, he was solid quarterback, but he wasn't, a stud at by any means.
Do you know his do you know any of his statistics? Like how many interceptions did he throw? And does he have a run game?
That I do not know. Don't know that yet.
Okay.
But I can tell you he was never in the Heisman
I was reading
conversation.
today.
He was never in the
Okay.
Heisman conversation,
I
and
was
that's
reading
all I would really
today.
care about.
Yeah, agree. Um, Jackson Dart had 11 interceptions, which
Mhm.
I feel like I think one of those is definitely questionable if it's his fault, at least like that I can think of at the top of my head. But that number seems a little high. I mean, maybe not. Out of how many games do they play in a season?
12 plus a bowl game.
Okay, that's not quite. I mean, with our bowl game, won a game, which I guess isn't that bad. It just seems like a high number.
Let's back up to Matt Corral, COVID
Well,
season.
that was gonna be my next question. I mean, he had 6 in one game.
2 games.
Okay, even better.
Arkansas
I mean,
and
that's
LSU,
right. And
and they
he was
almost won both.
great.
So that's
Right.
what I always go back to is like the transfer portal. We can sit here and talk about, how bad it is or how good it is or this and that. Whoever's I mean, you can't just quit. And if they're thinking Dart's
Right.
going
And I
to
don't,
leave, I mean, and I don't know what the rules is. Could he
do
leave?
you
He's
think
already
he would
transferred.
transfer?
He's already transferred one time. Are you eligible to transfer again? Who knows?
I don't know.
Nobody knows.
And I think the transfer portal is a good thing in the sense of like if you're not playing or like getting along with your coach or like y'all don't see eye to eye, if you're not happy, like I'm here for you going somewhere else.
Is
But
what
I
we
don't
had
think it's
before.
fair either to just like, right. But I don't think you should just like run from your problems. Like, what's the root of the problem?
Yeah.
Solve it, fix it. And maybe always running away from it isn't the best thing.
Yeah. There's no telling. But to answer your question, I don't know what's going to happen with the Ole Miss
Yeah,
quarterback.
I don't either.
But you don't have a bad option either way. Either way you go. You don't have a terrible option either way you go.
Right. I mean, we seem to have pretty good options here. What
Dart
is
was
your
5-star,
thoughts? Dart was a 5-star.
I think, or a high 4-star or something.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on the is it offensive line or defensive line coordinator that we got from Alabama?
The defensive coordinator.
Defensive coordinator, and is it the 3-man? What's it called?
3-man front.
3-man front rush.
3-man
3-man
rush,
front.
3-man
What do
front.
you think about that
Well, I think three-man front should be in a casket and never seen again in an Ole Miss uniform.
I
And
mean, it did not do us well this year, I don't think.
I
And
could
our defense
agree.
historically, I mean, over the last couple of years, I guess our defense is always the problem or has been more of an issue, give or take here and there, but definitely needed some work this off
took a
season.
took a backward step this year. I think that's safe to say.
Yes, that's kind of what I'm getting at.
21, it was good enough. This year,
Yeah,
no,
not
gotta
so great.
gotta change it up. So
Do
I
you
don't know.
think that's what he's going to do? Pete Golding, is that his name?
Yes, yes, that's correct.
And how do you think Saban was happy to get rid of him, or is this a bad get? Was it a good loss for Alabama? Like,
I
what's your
think
take on that?
Alabama is not scared for or not mad that he left.
Okay.
At least
I mean, Alabama was a little this
from
year.
a fan standpoint. Fans want him gone. If you look at his Twitter replies and all the stuff on
Mm-hmm.
Twitter, everybody that was tweeting about him, get out of here. Which
Okay.
when he's been there, he's also been there for I think 5 seasons, a handful of seasons. He had
I mean, that's a long
one
time.
bad season. Then again, every other coordinator that is at Alabama, they're there for 2 seasons and they go to get another
Right.
job.
And they go somewhere else.
I
Yeah.
mean, slice it up how you want it. The dude obviously was under Saban for 5 years. He definitely learned something. So
Yeah, for
I
sure.
think we'll be in much better hands than we were. Have to be.
Yeah.
I mean,
Now, is Chris Partridge still with Ole Miss? Wasn't
uh,
ever clear what happened there.
I got no idea. There
Never
was
really
never an
heard.
announcement. I never saw an announcement that he was leaving Ole Miss. I never saw an announcement that another school hired him.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great
Mm-hmm.
question. That's
Intrigued.
one I can't answer.
I'm intrigued by that.
Let's go to
Sounds a little fishy
Twitter
to me.
sphere and let's see what's going on here.
Um,
Oh, we'll say this: service out here at this new house not good.
yeah, apologies for any of Blake's breaking upage.
Yeah,
Doesn't have
we're running on a hot spot here. So internet's getting tomorrow.
Can we talk about the end? We talked about the transfer portal. We've talked about the defensive coordinator. Let's talk about end of season. I think that we were all a little. We were on the edge of our seats. Is Lane Kiffin going to go to Auburn? And
we
I think
do that every year.
I think it's possible.
I mean, we've done it the past 2 years.
However, yes, but I think this year really showed something. I mean, I think we have a Miller family group chat, and I think Blake was on my same page here. If you're going to go. Like, you're toying with us, you're stringing us along. The players don't know what's happening. Clearly didn't end well for us. Like,
that was
no one was on the same page.
Correlation with the Arkansas game, no doubt, and translated right into the Mississippi State game.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, the bowl game was maybe a little bit better, but not great.
Yeah.
I mean, we sure didn't come close to that one. So I hope we don't do it every year. I think maybe Lane Kiffin learned something from this. I hope Keith Carter and him had a long chat about it, but I don't know. We'll see.
Fascinating media though.
For sure. And I think, if Lane Kiffin was stringing us along to get a contract extension and a raise, he got it. So don't do it again next year. I'm glad he didn't go to Auburn. I agree that at this point it's kind of a lateral move,
Yeah.
Donors, NIL, all that aside, their new facilities, whatever. Like, I personally would rather be at Ole Miss. No shade to Auburn, but Jeff just said all shade to Auburn.
I believe you said that.
Roll Tide.
Graduated from Ole Miss and your husband went to Alabama.
Well, I know, right? But his family went to Auburn. Zach, Megan, if you're watching, more Eagle, I guess, but not, because we're going to make Reese go to Ole Miss. So,
what about them dogs?
Which dogs?
What's Georgia?
Oh, listen.
The real
If
dogs.
you could be, I have some diehard Georgia fans in my workplace, and if you could be on our Zoom meetings where they bark, it's really, really a
Now
thing.
that is something. I will never understand
It
that.
is. I won't either. And I didn't realize, and maybe this is ignorant of me, but I did not realize how many people were Georgia fans until I moved to Georgia. Like, I guess just like
Much people
Georgia
in here.
being, I mean, I know, but Ole Miss is on the East
You don't
Conference,
play
Georgia's on
Georgia
the
much.
West. Like, we don't play Georgia much. We don't hear about Georgia much. Like, Georgia was never really in my, forefront of things, but there's a lot of Georgia fans and they are passionate.
Oh
And
yeah.
I would almost, they're almost, Jeff, don't be mad when I say this, but almost like in the same line of Bama fans and they're like annoyingness. And a little bit like their tackiness. Georgia fans are a little bit tacky.
I see what you're saying, but I bet every other school can say that about every other school.
Yeah, that is true. I would agree.
I
I mean, the cowbells are still annoying, but
That's just me being a realist.
However,
People think
the
the
national
Grove is tacky.
championship, yeah, I know. Not the national championship, because that wasn't a game, which TCU snuck their way into that one, and I don't think they deserve to be there.
Georgia,
Um,
Ohio State.
Georgia, Ohio State on New Year's Eve was,
What a game.
wow, what a game.
Kicking
I
the
mean,
missed the field goal as it hit New Year's.
at the minute,
Crazy.
it was really something.
That's crazy.
Really something. We were watching it. We were like, oh my gosh, Georgia's going to lose. Oh, are they going to come back? Oh no. Like, it was just back, forth, back, forth. That should have been the national championship. That
What do you
was
think
a game.
about Stetson Bennett being 25 years old? He's older than like 10 NFL quarterbacks.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about Stetson Bennett, to be honest. Do you
Did
think
you
he'll play in the
know?
NFL?
Yes. Did you know
Okay.
he was a Mississippi JUCO player?
Really?
You didn't know that?
I mean, that counts for something. No.
Good
Where'd he
Jones.
play?
Jones.
Jones?
Yep.
Hmm.
Right
He
up the
started
road.
at Jones?
Oh yeah. I
Hmm.
guess that would have been in
Interesting.
like long time ago. 2018?
I mean, we
2018.
know that, yeah, we know that Mississippi JUCO like turns out some good players. People go there, they start their careers there. That's not a surprise. Um, I do find it interesting that Stetson Bennett walked on to Georgia. I don't know if I
So
don't know the whole backstory. Like, I didn't keep up.
he walked on to Georgia, and
Yep.
then I don't know if something happened, or I know he was buried on the depth chart and was never going to see the field.
Right.
So he left and
Mm-hmm.
then went to Jones
Mm.
and was there for a year, and he was okay. Like, I mean, he wasn't. They weren't
Did he
great.
play at Jones? Like,
Yeah, he played he was a starter. Um, but I mean, he was a good quarterback. He didn't set the world on fire. He didn't win a national championship like Chad Kelly or Bo Wallace.
yeah,
Then he went back to Georgia,
Chad Kelly.
and then I think sat for another year, and then really didn't
Mm-hmm.
play until shoot, end of 19 or 20. I don't know, end of 21.
Do you
Been
do
so
you
long.
think that Stetson Bennett Do you think that Stetson Bennett is an outstanding player, or do you think that he was surrounded by outstanding players to give him good opportunities?
Well, he was obviously surrounded by outstanding players. That's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
But when you go to the NFL, are you surrounded by outstanding players?
I was about to say, does it really matter if you can make the plays with the players that you have?
Mm-hmm.
And
He's
I
good.
mean, his age, like people say 25 is old. Like, I'm 30. You're what, 26?
26. So think about that. What if I was?
26.
Can you
Yeah,
imagine if I was playing college football last year?
I sure can't. But I mean, I don't feel like it's that old. I mean, I guess it is, right? You graduate college at 22 typically, but you have the COVID years of eligibility. Like, well, Blake, you may not have, but if you finish in 4 years. But,
Yeah, definitely interesting. But I mean, now with NIL money, I mean, he probably made a couple million the past 2 years, so I think he made the right choice.
yeah. I mean, insane. That's insane to me. Like, I'm in the wrong profession, but,
I've had a couple Southern Miss football players try and reach out to get a NIL deal with the Hattiesburg Country Club and change.
how's that working for them?
It hadn't worked. They don't have enough
It
Instagram
hasn't
followers.
worked. Oh my gosh.
If you're gonna
What's your
send-
threshold?
if you're gonna send me a message and you only have like 10 Instagram posts, don't even have 1,000 followers,
Yeah.
what are you gonna do for me?
Yeah. Nothing. It's gotta be mutual.
Come on, you gotta be pumping out posts and getting impressions and
Content.
you gotta play the field. You can't be just anyways.
Yeah. This was not on our agenda, but I just want to do a quick topics because the last time I was here, we talked about how terrible Ole Miss baseball was doing. And we were in the thick, how that bad for us.
Look, I watched that podcast. I've watched all the podcasts over the past few months. Watched that one, then I watched the one with Uncle Craig and Ferris, and me and Dad. We were dogging them so hard.
So bad.
And it was warranted.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, we were doing terrible.
And Craig was sitting there and he was like, it was a done deal. He said, well, Mike's gonna be gone. And I just sat there and I said, wow. They won the national title from that.
The national championship. I mean, that was I tried to get Jeff to get in the car and drive to Omaha. He was not into it. We did not go. But what I would have given to be there with a Jello shot in hand, beer showers are all around. I mean, so much fun. Looked like a blast.
My dad got to see that. He probably didn't get to see.
Yeah, for sure.
How many Ole Miss national championship teams did he get to see? Not many.
One maybe.
2. Women's golf was the year before.
Women's golf. You're right.
Other than that, that's it. That's all I can.
So, I know that does kind of segue into our next topic, or one of our topics, Ole Miss basketball.
Well, I can tell you, Ole Miss basketball is not going to win the national title.
Not going to win the national title. What is happening there? And I'm so sad because I never got to go to the pavilion. That was not there when I was there. We went in the Tad Pad where we lost power. There were squirrels. Like, it was a whole thing.
Marshall Henderson, Stephon Moody.
Marshall Henderson. That was the prime of my college. The shirt. I was there. Loved it. But the pavilion looks so nice. There's a Raising Cane's in there. Really looks nice. And Steak and Shake. And it's just, being underutilized.
I've been to one game there. I haven't been to many college basketball games, but I know it's got to be one of the best arenas for sure in the nation.
So what do you think the problem is for Ole Miss basketball? Is it the coaching staff? Is it we just don't have good talent? All the above.
Everything. I mean, you can say talent, and the knock on the SEC has always been, well, the SEC is not as good. Well, the SEC is good this year. Alabama's probably about to be.
I mean, Alabama
in the country, they should be ranked number 1 tomorrow morning or whenever the rankings come out.
Tide Hoops are a thing.
Tennessee's good. Auburn's good. Kentucky's Kentucky. There's some really
Kentucky hasn't been that good this year, though, right?
They're not, but it's still Kentucky. They still got one of the best coaches. They'll make the tournament and be a competitive team. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how you recruit a basketball player to come to Ole Miss.
Yeah, I don't know.
If I'm a player, I don't think a nice arena is going to be the make or break thing. If I'm a recruit, I know that Ole Miss basketball sucked in the past few years, and I know that the fans don't really come to the games because they suck. So I don't know. I don't know what you do.
But I mean, I think if we were better, we would come. I mean, when I was in college, when Marshall Henderson was there, we would have to wait outside of the Tad Pad for hours to get in.
Yeah.
there's a picture of me and like all the girls in my sorority just sitting there together. I had my backpack. I was studying because I was in nursing school. I didn't want to miss the game. So I had my book on my lap studying to wait to go into the game. And then I couldn't take my backpack in, which I didn't realize. So I had to hide it in the bushes outside of the Tad pad and just hope it was there when I got back. And it was.
Oh, wow. How about that?
Great memory.
I did that with a cooler at an LSU football game one time.
The same but different.
I was there at that place. Yeah. So I don't know what they do. I mean, obviously, I'm gonna sit here and say Kermit Davis has got to be gone. I'd be
Yeah.
surprised if he's not.
Yeah. I mean, if we continue, we're like what, 1-6 or 1-5 in the
They've
SEC.
won one game in the SEC.
Bad. Yeah, bad.
I don't know.
Something's got to give.
Should have never let Andy Kennedy go, but they did.
I know. But UAB lost. He's at UAB now, and UAB lost this weekend, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have no clue how they're doing this year. All I know is that UAB made the tournament last year, and that's really all that matters. If you can get an Ole Miss team
Yeah.
make the tournament 70%
I mean,
of the time, done deal.
yeah, you're doing pretty good. I think that UAB is doing pretty good with Andy Kennedy. I think it was kind of a surprise that they lost this game. That just came up when I was doing my research.
Well, Mardi Gras season.
It is Mardi Gras season.
When's La Mosque ball? A couple weeks? 2 weeks?
La Mosque is February 10th. We will be there. Are you coming?
Yes, I will be there. The stash.
We're coming down. The stash. Will you shave this little piece?
Probably not. Won't lie.
If you're watching, if anyone is watching this and has actually made it this far, please comment. Please comment on what you think the stash, how you think the stash is. I mean, it's a little Ted Lasso-esque. I mean, it's a good looking stash.
Stop building me up. You're just making my head bigger.
Just this part is really not cute.
I've heard some comments. Good, bad. I've heard it all past couple weeks.
Lord.
But whatever. It's a conversation starter. I'm here for it.
It is. I feel like the stash is like coming back. You know, you see a lot of stashes these days.
I'm bringing it back. What do you think Dad would say about it?
I'm not sure Dad would like it. I don't know.
Oh shit.
He would probably make some comments about it, I'm sure.
He definitely would have made some derogatory comments earlier in the mustache stage. But I would say that it's,
yeah, for sure.
Now, it's respectable, I would say. But
yeah. Do you have to trim it? Like, does it keep growing?
It's growing. It's still growing. Yes. That's it is still growing.
Oh my word.
Well, Carly, what else you got?
I'm trying to think. Was there anything else on our agenda that we didn't cover?
We briefly talked about the clinic and the golf tournament. Oh well, if you've made it this far, we will have some Big T merch coming in. Did you order stuff last time?
Yep, I ordered a hat and a sweatshirt. Which the hat, I love that hat. It is
white one?
Great quality. I think, yeah, white hat. It's an Adidas hat, so it's like nice like dry fit-ish. Yeah, good material. But Murray has the kind of dry fit shirt that I really want. Long sleeve, yep. I missed that.
And then we saw Andrew Cronin rocking a little lightweight hoodie.
We did. He said it did look good. You know, I DM'd him and I said, Big T merch in the wild. And he said he wears it all the time.
Love it.
I thought that was very, very nice. Love that. Representing in Dallas, I believe.
I think so. So I've heard some got some pieces that people like, the long sleeve shirt. I like those hoodies.
Yeah. I'm not a hoodie gal really, but
the quarter zip short sleeves.
Yep.
He's got 1,000 of them.
Yeah. So but I have gotten some questions about merch and when we're going to bring it back. So
it's happening.
We'll let you know.
It'll be here the next few weeks for sure. Sometime in February probably. So get that.
And
last-
the golf tournament is raising money again for the Patient Assistance Fund at UAB. Yes.
Yes, and along with the merchandise too.
Okay.
So anything that
I've
is
gotten
collected, that will be
goes there.
donated to UAB.
And I have gotten several letters from the people at UAB about donations they've received, and they are very thankful, as are we, for everyone's monetary donations to them. I did not
Awesome.
plan to wear this. This was a
Not an ad.
Coinky dink, but not an ad. But we love UAB.
Yeah, I know all the donations and the cards and this and that was crazy. Just crazy
Yeah.
to see.
Yep.
Thousands of text messages. So
Yeah. For sure.
anyways, I think that'll wrap it up for this
All right.
comeback episode of Miller Time.
Yeah, maybe we can continue doing this maybe once a month or so and get some guests on.
Yeah, I know there's some people that would love to share some stories.
Well, let us know if you're interested in being a guest host.
If you've made it this far, you're probably one of those people.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
All right, Carly. Y'all have a good
All
night.
right.
And we will see y'all in a couple weeks for Mardi
See you in
Gras.
a couple weeks. Bye.